and kind of shout. Oh, thank you, Britt, for shouting you out and just thanking each and every one of you. COVID has been hard on all of us, but I know for you guys, it has been extra hard, and the mental, emotional health from it has been insane. So we want to hear from you tonight. I'm going to start by interviewing my friend, Kristen. So Kristen, you can unmute yourself. Kristen is a nurse. I just want you to share a little bit about, let me see. I'm going to ask you how old you are. I'm going to ask you where you work, where you're from. What made you want to start Plexus? What was going on in your life to say, okay, I'm going to do this?
Okay. Do I have to say how old I am? No, I am 63. and I actually, I've been a nurse for a long time, obviously, but for the past 15 years, I have been a nurse for a hospice nurse. I live in Kansas City. And what happened with me is that, as we know, healthcare workers out there, that if we rewind about a year and a half, our whole profession changed with the introduction of COVID. And it was massive, just massive regulations, massive change, shields and masks and strange things. And not only that, but that fear that kind of entered into the whole wide world. And so you're dealing with that and families and loved ones, and it was just a lot. And so I found myself, and I'm normally just a really laid back person and a pretty healthy person. I like to eat healthy, but I was having a lot of stomach aches. I would get a stomach ache every time I ate, or I would be bloated, and I was just uncomfortable. And so I was battling my attitude, because I think it just affects you mentally when you're not feeling good. You have a stomach ache and you really can't have a good time, whatever you're doing. So I was just kind of dealing with that, and everything, and trying to keep peace with my kids. I've got 7 kids. I got 8 grandkids, and trying to be happy and inspiring for them during this time. And what happened was Jessica, which is one of my daughters who was a nurse, was in my kitchen. We were sitting at the island, and she started pouring that little pink drink into this bottle. And I said, what is that? And she said, well, ever since she had food poisoning from Mexico, she's been dealing with irritable bowel. And she said, a friend of mine told me about this Plexus drink and these supplements that help your gut. And so I've been taking them. And I said, well, so have they worked? And she said, yes. And this is so unlike me. I took my credit card out of my purse and I said, I want you to order me those right now. And I didn't even ask how much they cost. I didn't even ask what the name of they were. I just said, I need those right now. And I guess I was desperate, because I have taken a lot of health products in my life, and they've been good, and I knew I was getting healthy, but I didn't know that they didn't necessarily show that they changed an issue of mine. Right. And I took these for about a week and a half. And I felt that, like, I don't know, something just kind of lift off of me. Like, I realized I wasn't having a stomach ache anymore. And I realized I was able to zip my pants up and button them, and I wasn't bloated. And I just thought, wow. And I felt my attitude was better. And I really had to think about it. I said, I really think these things are working. I was surprised, because I've taken so many things that didn't show me that before. And I was so excited. And actually, just opening this pink drink and putting it in this cute little bottle made me happy right out of the chute. I thought that was fun, and it tasted good. But the fact that it worked, I was elated. And so I was talking about it. And my other daughter said, Mom, what is this? And I said, I don't know. But I started looking up all the products, and I started reading about it. And I said, well, they have this, and I think that would help you with this. And so she said, well, order it for me. And then my husband's over there going, I don't want to be left out. And he goes, I want some. So I ordered. I had to call like Kate, and I met Natalie and Marissa, because I was trying to figure out how to get these people their orders, because I had not a clue what I was doing. And really, one of the main things was this group of girls. They were precious. They're ladies. I mean, I was like, they're the real deal, and they were helpful and inspiring, and they loved the Lord. And then I got on the Why Plexus group, and I was looking at all these testimonies, and I was blown away by actual like postpartum depression. She was better. She was better from her autoimmune disease, for her anxiety. And I thought, wow, these really are effective, and they are really good. These are good. So I, when something works, you kind of start being a mouthpiece, and I would start to post. My heart was for the healthcare providers out there that were hurting right now, a lot, even now, that have been going through what I know they've been going through. And I just thought, I have something to offer to these girls for hope, whether it be something to help maybe some physical issues with stress that I'm sure they've been going through, or just finances if they're going to lose their job. I thought I was excited, and I had a lot of people call me just maybe to have a cup of coffee and talk about, what's made you feel different. And that's it. That's what's happened.
I love it. And I love that you said, Kristen, I love the part where you said, I didn't even know what I was doing. I just knew I wanted to share, and I didn't know, like you said, you didn't know. And so many people get into this and they get so frustrated, and they get so, they're like, okay, I can't do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to start. I don't know. But that's what's so awesome about this community and all of these leaders, is that we're here to help, and we're here to encourage you. We know these supplements are amazing, and we want your friends and family to experience them too. So I love that. So you guys, that was Kristen's first time ever sharing her testimony on a Zoom call. So that was amazing. And really quickly, before I get ready to open it up to Hannah, I want you to tell me in the chat where you're from. And if you use Plexus. Maybe you don't use Plexus. If you do, great, but tell me where you're from. We have 33 people on right now. That's a lot of people, and coming in from all over the world, United States, wherever you are. So tell me where you're from if you use Plexus. And I am going to introduce Hannah Richardson. I met her in Mexico for the first time. We are now Facebook friends, Instagram friends, connecting all the time with our groups and all of the things. She is awesome. She is so much fun to watch on social media, her journey. She's got her Plexus Lexus. She is going to share her testimony. Hannah, tell them where you're from, what you do, where you work, and all of the things.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm so excited to be here tonight, and I'm so proud of all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to come and just listen in, be encouraged, and hopefully walk away tonight inspired and just ready to make some changes for your life. I'm in Boise, Idaho. I'm a pediatric nurse here. I've been a nurse for 11, maybe 12 years now. And I love it. It's definitely a passion of mine, and it fills a lot of buckets, but my story hasn't always been a thriving, excited nurse who loved my job. Let me take you back to 4 years ago. So I've been doing this journey for 4 years, and I was just surviving. There was no energy. I was running off of caffeine and naps, and when the next time I could sleep would be. And it was like, when I just woke up in the morning, I was like, okay, counting down maybe like the next 4 hours, like then I could take my nap or whatever. Like my life revolved around it. I had crazy cravings. I considered myself healthy. I was a collegiate athlete. I ate well, but I had this crazy sugar addiction. Like I had candy in my work locker at the hospital. Like I would always be having something to fix that sweet tooth. And my digestion issues. So I had always, as long as I could remember, struggled with constipation and bloating, but that was just how my body was. So I thought like that was normal for me. So I didn't realize that could be different. My milk supply. So I had my second baby when I started Plexus, and my first one really struggled with low supply. Second time around, it was something that I knew what to do with, but then Vivian, she was 6 months old when I started, and my milk supply took off, which I was so shocked by, and experienced like that balancing of hormones. And really it took me out of this like surviving mode to actually thriving and having like happy, like good mood, despite having a toddler and a baby. And working. So that's kind of like what I was struggling with. But let me tell you that I did not start Plexus. I did not start these products to address any of those issues. Like I mentioned, I thought I was already healthy. And so I was just looking for something high quality, some supplements. Was taking a multivitamin from a naturopath and never had taken a probiotic before. And so I was just on the hunt, like kind of, I was open to it when my friend asked me if I had heard about it, but I was very skeptical. I took like 6 months to research like all the ingredients and all the products. And I wanted to know everything that was in it because like I mentioned, I was nursing my baby at the time, super picky about what goes in and on my body, whether I'm pregnant, nursing, even outside of that. And so I wanted to ensure that it was like safe and good, which is so ironic because I picked up a prenatal off the Target shelf. Like it was no big deal. Didn't have a second thought about it. It probably wasn't doing a thing for my body. So here we are. I'm starting these products and I'm noticing these obvious changes in my life where I'm not relying on the afternoon caffeine. I'm not crashing when it's bedtime. I'm waking up rested. I'm not going for donuts in the break room at the hospital. Like things were changing. And I was like, what is this? This isn't how I've always been. My digestion regulated where I wasn't like just grossly bloated and I was going poop every day, which is so important, you guys. If you are not, you have eliminated one of the top ways that your body eliminates toxins. So it's so, so harmful if you're not. And like I mentioned with the research that I did, it really submerged me into this world of gut health and blood sugar balance and decreasing the toxin load on our body, increasing our nutrient absorption, like all of the things that our products do for us. And so then it got me excited. And in the healthcare world, we are always working, we are doing prescriptions. We are doing like aftercare. We're trying to help people get better. And so the world here, it was like preventative, proactive. Let's have some natural healing. Like let's take some other like plan for your health instead of always just in response. And so like, instead of reaching for the bottle of Tums, let's work on your gut health. Right. So it really shifted this framework of like this passion of helping people into the realm of I can do this from my home with my babies around me, not on this stressed out nursing schedule, burnt out 13-hour days, back-to-back days, holidays, weekends, night shifts. Like I've been there and I've done it and it is no way to live. Like there's no work-life balance there. And so what I really found with Plexus was that it filled this gap for me to still be like professional and help people and set goals, and actually opened up the avenue to be able to dream and go beyond just like our day to day and not live paycheck to paycheck. And so I found this passion. It was totally unexpected. Did not ever anticipate sharing with a network marketing company, but here we are. And it is something that has fueled me and I love it. And I want everyone to experience the blessings of it if you're open to it, because it can change everything. So I mentioned my health. The community that's here is like, it is hard to find positive, uplifting, encouraging, supportive, especially group of women. And that is here in this space. These teams are filled with them. And setting, like I mentioned, setting the goals, and then just the time flexibility to be able to work on your terms and to be able to, like, I now just work a couple times a month in the hospital. And so I have been able to decrease my hours over time. And now even like some of these coworkers of mine who are losing their jobs or having to walk away, it's like, there is a safety net here when you have multiple income streams. And so that is like another thing I'm super passionate about, is like, give yourself some options. Even if your husband loses his job or you have some debt to pay off, like, let's get going and start sharing the gift of health with all these people. These are incredible products, an incredible company, incredible leaders and teammates. And so it really is something to step into with passion, not being shy about it. People are looking to get healthier now more than ever. And so as I've like gone into this, the financial opportunity is also just as life-changing. My husband's a dentist, and with that comes loads of dental school loans. And so even though we were making like decent income, it always felt like we were always falling short. Like, how are we going to do that? And so we were paying the minimum hours on the student loans for so long, and we didn't get anywhere. And so now here, you guys, just over like a year and a half later, we were just talking about how we've paid 150 grand extra on our student loans. And that is because of Plexus. Like, absolutely, that income and that aggressive loan repayment came from this opportunity. And so I share that, as I know that sounds like crazy numbers, but I have been in the place of stress and pressure and tears and not knowing how you're going to get to the other end. And so I want you to just realize that this is a gift that is being presented to you, that you absolutely can take a hold of and step into and use your gifts and your talents. And the world needs a positive voice to hear from you. So and like Marissa mentioned, there is the Plexus Lexus that comes. There are incredible trips that you get to be a part of. We're in Mexico, Hawaii this next year. And so it fills so many buckets in our life. And so I'm just passionate about it.
I do. I love that. And I love that you said that you still work a couple days a week, right? Because you're so passionate about being a nurse. Like, that's your thing. And the other day we had a college call with Lauren Thomas, and she said, this allows me to do what I'm passionate about and to live out what I'm passionate about. Like, this opportunity has allowed me to do that because of the financial opportunity and the time freedom and the growth with this community. And you say it fills so many buckets. I've never heard like that term, but that's so true. Like, I try to explain to all of these people that it's not magic, but it literally makes me a better human, a happier human. And like, people look at us like we're crazy when we're like, oh, it's life-changing, but we're serious. Like, we're not just saying that. So I love that, Hannah. Thank you so much for sharing. And I love that we're getting we're getting some people in the medical field, like their perspective, because I know so many people question supplements and question the right kind of supplements. And just like what you said, you wanted to take control of really what you were putting in your body and not just prescription, and just really focusing on that. So I love that. Thank you so much. So Shaylee, I am going to open it up to Shaylee Smith. So Shaylee is actually brand new. Like, I totally did not even know that you were like a week in when I messaged you. So I typed on the search bar, I said, Plexus and nursing on Facebook, because I needed some testimonies, and yours came up, and I was like, hey girl, do you want to share? She's like, yeah, I'm actually trying to be more bold about sharing. And so, yeah, sure. And your sponsor, Jordan, or whoever is above you, she messaged me. She said, how did you know Shaylee was doing Plexus? She's literally a week in. And I was like, wow, well, this will be fun. So those of you who have never used Plexus before, Shaylee is literally like brand new. So she is going to share with us where she's from, what she does, maybe how many kids you have, you're a mom. What did these products do for you in this short amount of time that you've been using them?
Hi, my name is Shaylee Smith. I'm from a small town, Pleasant Plains, Arkansas. Our population is literally like 300. I'm a baby nurse. I've been a nurse since 2018. I'm a mom of 2. I've had babies back to back, 11 months apart, and in the middle of COVID. My youngest is about to turn 1, so they're still little. Jordan Roddenberry, I don't know if some of y'all know her. She's my sponsor. She actually started messaging me about the products in 2017. Like, I have been putting this off for this long, and I had actually bought the products for my husband over a year ago because he has like IBS issues and gut problems that he needs help with, and he took the products literally like twice. So it's been in my cabinet for over a year. And I had, I am a mom of 2 and we are busy. And I was like, I need some energy. And I had been doing those loaded teas a lot, to where like I felt like I literally could not survive without them. I would be like zombified. Like, I have to have my tea today. And then I had a mega, one of the big ones. I guess it's like a double. And I was sitting in my break room one day and I was like, I think I'm having a stroke. Like, something is wrong with me. This is not good. Like, my arms were numb. They were just so heavy. My face was numb. I was like hitting my face. I was like, this is not normal. Something is wrong. And I guess there's just all the stuff in it. I don't know. But I've not felt like I was having that since I've started this. I'm now about 3 weeks in. I'm sorry if y'all can hear my kid. We're showing terrible twos. I was just trying to put her down. But I'm about 3 weeks in or so, and I've been using the Active, the Slim, the Metaburn, and I just started adding in the probiotics not even a week ago. But I have sustained, like, my energy. I have it all day long. I do not feel like a crash. I do not feel like I'm having a stroke or anything like that. I felt awesome. And I feel like my mood has changed. I've noticed I haven't taken a single melatonin, and I've taken melatonin every single night. My cravings. And my whole 23 years of life, I had never ate Reese's. I don't like peanut butter. So I recently got on Reese's, and I was eating like 2 packs. Like, I could eat a whole pack within like 2 or 3 days. Not healthy, but I've not been craving them like I was. Like, I would literally be like, I know they're in my house. I've got to go eat them now. And I've been doing that. I want to eat healthy. I feel like exercising. Like, I just feel better. I feel like my mood is better. My only regret is not starting these things.
Yeah. I hear that. Shaylee, I hear that all the time. Like, you said, she reached out to you in 2017, and now you're probably like, well, daggum, I should have reached out to her way earlier. Like, all the teas, all the chocolate, like, just make you feel like crap. So is it clean energy? Like, you say you have all day energy. Is it good, clean energy? And I know that Active has ingredients to help with like focus and mental clarity. Do you feel like it helps with that as a nurse, like throughout your day?
I feel like, which I don't typically drink it till about 10:30 or 11 or so, but I feel like I have good, clean energy all day. And I feel like, I typically take my Metaburn about 2 or 3, and that's kind of like when I would usually need an extra little boost, I guess, to get through supper with my kids and bedtime and baths and all that. But I feel like it's like I have energy, and my body is not, like, my body would feel physically tired before. And I feel like I'm not feeling like that. But then when it's bedtime, I'm able to turn everything off and go to bed. Right. Like, my body doesn't feel just exhausted and run down like it did before.
Right.
And I'm 3 weeks in, and I'm like, wow.
Right. Which is huge. And you may not know this. I did not know this when I really started. And you may know because you're a nurse. That is not I am not the green personality. I do not know. Alyssa Pie's smiling at me because she knows I have to call her all the time about questions. But 90% of our mood serotonin is in our gut. And so, like you said before, the stress, the anxiety, the moody, the like snapping at your husband, snapping at your kids, like all of that is related back to gut health. And I love that these products are not just like a quick fix, like Hannah said, oh, let me just get on a prescription and make my anxiety better. Okay, well, with those prescriptions comes so many side effects, like feeling like a zombie, low sex drive, like all of these things. And so these supplements are a natural way to really get to the root issue of why people struggle with so many things. And again, I love that y'all are all in the medical field because and you've seen it firsthand with using these supplements at how awesome they are and how good they are for your body. So I love that. Well, thank you, Shaylee, so much. And do not mind your babies in the background. We love them. Brittany said she's going through the terrible twos too. So up next is Olivia Sutton. And this will be my first time chatting with her, my first time meeting her. I know she's under Lauren Thomas. And so tell us where you're from, what you do, a little bit of your testimony. I'm excited to hear it.
Hi guys, I'm Olivia. This is like one of the first few times I've actually shared my testimony. So whenever Lauren reached out to me and said that you guys were doing this healthcare thing, I was like, yes, I will definitely do it. I definitely want more friends in the healthcare field that do Plexus. So this is awesome. I'm super glad to meet all of you guys. And I've loved the story so far. But I'm Olivia. I am from Lexington, Kentucky. And I am a surgical technologist, and I'm actually a traveling surgical technologist. So if you guys don't know what that is, I work in the operating room. I scrub in with surgeons and I help with heart surgeries. So it's a really fun job. I say that it's like a real life Grey's Anatomy. That is my favorite show. I am a dog mom. I have 2 golden doodles, and I am newly married. I got married last year. So during COVID, that was a whole thing. But my Plexus story is a little bit different. I actually saw one of my friends using the products about 3 years ago, and I was kind of curious. So I reached out to her and I ended up ordering a welcome pack. I used it. I loved it. I ended up sharing the products with my friends and family. I ended up going gold, which was like a huge thing for me. I was like, wow, like this is awesome. But I couldn't ever get those people to like join in with me and like be on my team. So it kind of all just dwindled out. And then I ended up quitting. And then last year, actually, it's been a little over a year now. I joined back and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. I miss my products. I miss the way they made me feel. So I jumped back in and actually ended up going Fast Start Ruby. So all of that is because Lauren Thomas is amazing and she was helping me with all the things. So now I'm a Plexus Ruby and I'm working towards being able to be part-time at my job and part-time Plexus. So that would just be like my dream. That would be amazing. But I seriously love these products. I always tell people like, I wish I would have had these products when I was in college because I was living on coffee. I was taking naps all the time. I felt like trash because I was just eating, something quick, like in between classes. And ever since I started using these, I feel like a completely different person. These products have absolutely like changed my life. And not just the products, but like the community with Plexus also. I've made friends from this. I've been able to coach and help people. And like being able to help people in my job and with this little side gig that I have has just been completely amazing. And I love that the products are medical, like based also. That like just is like near and dear to my heart. So I absolutely love that. And I never like anticipated for any of this to happen. I was just like, I love these products. I'm going to use them. They're helping me. And so, yeah, like it just turned into this. And I'm so thankful for what it's done for me. And another thing I wanted to mention is that like, if you're someone who's on the fence about trying these products, or if you're on the fence about like maybe like starting your business with these products, I just want to like give you hope that you can do it, because I'm doing this like last year or a little over a year ago, whenever I started back with Plexus, using these products and like all the things. I was planning a wedding. I was working 40 hours a week. I was working on buying a house and like trying to pack things and move. I had a million things going on and I was still able to go Fast Start Ruby with all of those things going on. So I just want to give you guys hope that like you can do this. Like I believe in you.
Yeah.
That's really all that I have. I wrote down here, passion for helping others, to like take care of myself so that I can take care of other people. And that's what I truly think these products, like by using them, it helps me feel better. And I think the like immune boosters and all of those things that we have with this company, like that helps you take care of you so that you can go to work and like care for those other people who need it. And so I just absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with the pink drink.
I love it. I love it so much. Okay, really quickly, will you and Hannah and Shaylee and Kristen share your Instagram channel in the comments? Because I know a lot of people are going to want to follow you and connect with you. I love that so much. And your job, like a real life Grey's Anatomy, that is so cool. So fun fact about me, I cannot do blood. Like I cannot even watch a movie or a show, like even putting a needle in an arm, like I will like throw up. Like my husband will tell you I'm super dramatic. Like I'll be like, I have to like look away. So when I hear stories, and me and Alyssa Pye share all the time, like just different things, like what she's gone through with her job or whatever, I'm like, y'all are amazing. Cause I could never do that. So Alyssa, I'm going to turn it over to you, sweet friend, and just share a little bit of your story, where you're from, what you do, and this past year and what COVID has done. Alyssa has an incredible story with anxiety and depression over the last year. So Alyssa, or do me a favor, Brittany, will you put Alyssa's Instagram channel in while Alyssa is talking? Please, ma'am. Thank you.
So I'm Alyssa Pye. I started Plexus about 6 years ago with Marissa. Just a few months after she started, I was looking for, can y'all hear me okay? Okay, I have these weird headphones in and I'm echoing. Anyways, so I started looking for some energy, and Marissa just talked about the supplements that she was taking. So I was like, yeah, give me all the things, all the energy, because I have a 6-month-old and I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm nursing all night. So I got on the Triplex, which is what she recommended. And like, was it Kristen, the first one? She talked about the fog just lifting. I didn't even know I had a fog around me. And it was just like, you know, the world was clear. My body was clear. The toxins were gone. And I just had like a natural energy that came that I didn't even know was a thing. Because when you have all those toxins in your body, you think it's normal to feel tired and exhausted all the time, but it's not. And so you get all that out and your body just does what it's supposed to do. So that's kind of my original testimony. I'm gonna take this one out. But yes, in the last year or so, I became a school nurse. I used to work in the OR as well. And I became a school nurse 2 months before COVID hit. Great time to pick school nursing. Fabulous time, if anybody's wondering. So I became a school nurse, a high school nurse, a district nurse, and I was the COVID nurse for my school district. I'm still doing that now. And really my testimony with the anxiety kind of is, of course, I had a lot of extra stress on me. But then over the summer, I just started dealing with more and more anxiety. I actually had COVID last year, and my doctors kind of think it's like a long hauler symptom. But it just kind of came out of nowhere, and I had not been super consistent on my products. So I kind of came off of all of them trying to figure out what was going on with me. And then, you know, with my doctors and everything, I got back on my products very slowly. But once again, once I got that fog lifted off of me once again. And so with a lot of prayer and all my Plexus supplements back on, I'm feeling so much better. I have a handle on anxiety now. I don't have panic attacks. I'd had those all summer and I've never had those in my life, and they're awful. And I feel for anybody who's ever suffered with those. But that Vital Biome that's where it's at. If you're having anxiety, depression, don't leave that product out of your system. What else you need?
I'm going to hang on really quickly. I'm going to share with them Vital Biome is our probiotic specifically made to target the part of your gut that affects your mood. A lot of people that have shared tonight use Vital Biome, and it's literally, we have clinical studies to back it up that it helps with stress and anxiety. So if that's something you're struggling with, get with the person that invited you on this call, because that little product is a game changer. Also, Alyssa, I know, you know, we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left, but I know, and you guys can go look at her Instagram too. She's got a big background story as far as COVID in this last year and all of that. But you are one too that just cared about what you put in your body. Like, you have been one that's just kind of researched that over the last couple of years. And like, you've always come back to Plexus. Like, you did it years ago, and then you kind of stopped, and then you came back and you were like, okay, I can't not do this. Yes. So I love that you shared that. Well, guys, we've got 1 minute left. We're going to draw for a winner for the $50 Amazon gift card. Also, we have sales going on these supplements, on these combos, on everything that we just talked about through the end of the month. Okay. So get with the person that invited you on this call. We want to help you. That's why you're here. You're not just here by accident. You're here. You heard these testimonies. You heard these real people in the medical field that this has helped with. So get with the person that invited you. Okay, really quickly, the person that won the $50 Amazon gift card is Allison Moore. Allison, I don't know who you are, but get with the person that invited you. They can get with me, and we will get you that $50 Amazon shopping spree gift card. All right, guys, y'all have an awesome night. Thank y'all so much for hopping on and sharing, guys.